Welcome back to my channel. You already know it's your boyhood Digital, the Rock Reactor, back with another video. Yes, sir. Before I proceed, let me know where you tapping in from. Let me know what country, what city, what mountain, what hill, what cave, what island, what planet, what universe. Let me know where you at. Represent your hood. Yes, sir. Breaking news. Judge denies Minnesota's requests to block ICE Operation Metro Search. Now, you have to look at it this way, guys. At the end of the day, whether you agree with this or not, that would be up to you. But you have to look at the big picture, specifically if you're an American citizen, or even if you're a resident, if you live in the United States and you've been living in the United States legally for years, you need to pay attention to this. You need to look at a broader picture. Now, ICE need to change their tactics. I understand ICE has gotten on everybody's bad side. ICE out, ICE get the fuck out. ICE killer is everywhere. That's like the main slogan right now. That's trending all over. It's been trending. But you have to look at it this way, guys. ICE cannot be abolished. ICE needs to do their job. You have people illegally in a country. When you have illegal people in a country, illegal aliens, whatever, the more you have, remember, these people are undocumented. These people are unregistered. That poses a national security. That poses a lot of risk, a lot of danger, because you don't know who's bad. You don't know who's good. You can't you have a neighbor that's illegal right next to you. He could do anything and just run, and there's no documentation. He's not registered. There's no way of finding him because he's not registered. We have the same problem in my country. Let's get right into this one, guys. And before we do, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. Any donations to my channel will be greatly appreciated. My PayPal account is on the screen. Let's get it.
My name is Josh Breslow, and I do want to get you right back to this break. My name is Josh Breslow, and I do want to get you right back to this breaking news that we are following coming in out of Minnesota. And first off, on the right-hand side of your screen, you can see there is yet another anti-ICE rally that is underway here as those demonstrators, about 100 or so, are gathered to line the streets. It's the same situation that we've seen happening over the past several weeks since the shooting death of Renee Good back on January 7th and the shooting of Alex Preddy 1 week ago today. Right now, what I want to do is pop this up on your screen and give you a closer look at that protest once again underway. A live image here as the protests, as federal judge there has denied the state of Minnesota's request to immediately stop the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement operation known as Metro Search. Fox News reporting today's ruling says the state and 2 cities failed to meet high legal bar that's required to block a federal law enforcement operation at this stage of the case. Border Czar Tom Homan has been on the ground in Minneapolis since Monday as he's now heading up that immigration operation as a whole. Homan says he's met with state and local officials, including Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey. Homan explained that the administration's immigration mission would not change and the operation would not end. It would just be done in a safe.
Guys, we cannot forget what was happening during the Biden administration, guys. We cannot forget how there was a girl that was, and this happened a few times, I think, that was raped and killed by illegal immigrants. In New York, the illegal immigrants were going crazy, beating up on cops, assaulting cops, and they would just let them go because they had no papers. Can you imagine you beat up on a cop and on a police officer, and they just let you go? They give you a slap on the wrist and you go. And there was a lot of impunity with illegal immigrants, and they were doing a lot of stuff. And the Tren de Aragua was taking over the cities, and a lot of crime was going on. Imagine if Kamala Harris would have won the election. Think of where that country would be. Think of where the United States would be. That's something to think about, guys. You need to let ICE do their job at the end of the day. The fact that they have to change their tactics, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But a lot of people, specifically citizens, you guys are saying ICE out until an illegal immigrant comes and victimizes you. Then you probably would change the tune.
Way. Protests and demonstrations like this one, some of which have actually led to clashes between agitators and federal law enforcement, have ramped up following the January 7th shooting death of Renee Good by an ICE officer. And as I mentioned 1 week ago today, Alex Preddy was fatally shot by Border Patrol. After that, Commander Greg Bavino with Border Patrol was reportedly removed from Minneapolis as Holman was brought in. Now, the Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, during a Friday news conference, we played that for you about an hour ago, said that an investigation is being conducted into the shooting death of Preddy during that protest. Now, we are also getting, as I mentioned here, reaction coming in on the legal finding that came out just about an hour ago here. We have Mayor Fry of Minneapolis saying, of course, we're disappointed. This decision doesn't change what people here have lived through: fear, disruption, and harm caused by a federal operation that never belonged in Minneapolis in the first place. This operation has not brought public safety, it's brought the opposite and has detracted from the order.
I do not agree with him saying that the federal operation never belonged in Minneapolis in the first place. They did belong there because they went there to do a job, like Holman said, appointed by Congress. They did need to go there and do a job. So he can't say that never belonged there in the first place. The fact that they went and they've been reckless and people were murdered, that's a different story. But they need to let ICE do their job.
Need for a working city. It's an invasion, and it needs to stop. Again, all of this developing here at this hour as we continue to learn just a little bit more about this lawsuit and what's going to happen here. A federal judge saying that she will not halt the immigration enforcement surge there in Minnesota and the Twin Cities as a lawsuit continues. Judge Catherine Menendez today denying a preliminary injunction sought in a lawsuit filed this month by State Attorney General Keith Ellison and the mayors of Minneapolis, Jacob Fry, and the...
So if they get ICE out of there, what are they going to do about the criminal aliens? What are they going to do about the illegal criminal immigrants that are there? What are they going to do with them? They just going to get locked up and then just, when they commit a crime, and just go with impunity and that's it? Is that what's supposed to happen if ICE leaves? I don't agree with that.
Mayor of St. Paul. It argued that the Department of Homeland Security is violating constitutional protections, and the lawsuit sought a quick order to halt the enforcement action or limit its scope. Lawyers with the U.S. DOJ have called the lawsuit, quote, legally frivolous. We'll keep you updated here as we get more reaction and more information coming into our news.
Guys, like I said, I agree with both sides. I agreed that ICE needs to turn it down. They need to turn it down. They need to press the reset button, re-strategize, and they need to leave the U.S. citizens alone. They need to operate with a different strategy. They need to bring down the volume. They need to start some way, somehow building people's trust, which right now it's impossible. Because you mentioned ICE, it's like, wow, ICE is like worse than the KKK right now. They need to bring it down. However, and the ones that murdered Renee Good and Preddy need to be prosecuted. Need to be prosecuted. They need to bring them to justice. I totally agree with that 100%. And everybody that was assaulted by ICE illegally, any wrong tactics made on citizens or made on anybody, they need to be held accountable. I agree with that. However, this should not stop the mission of ICE to continue to remove people that do not belong in the country. They need to be removed. I totally agree with that. And some type of compromise need to come, because this does not need to turn into a revolution. ICE is just an immigration authority. That's it. So some things, there are things that are happening that I don't even know what that. It's like I'm in the Twilight Zone, guys. I'm going to keep it real. Guys, you already know, man. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. Any donations to my channel will be greatly appreciated. My PayPal account is on the screen. May God help us all, man. Peace, love, and God bless.